on YouTube? Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're reaching this. May good things find you. And I'm sorry that I'm not Mr. Positivity all the time. But I'm going through a hard climb in life. And I feel like life's just been beating me down so bad. And I'm trying to figure out why. Like, what did I do that would deserve this? And whatever theories I come up with to try and justify the injustice, I still don't completely understand or believe that this is the hand I should be handed. And they say lay your plans in God's hands and, just put your hands together and pray for a new day, and hopefully a good sun of ray will shine upon you. Shine upon you. And I'm here talking to my phone because there's no one else around in my life that can be there. And I had that as a life partner who's, in my opinion, and I believe hers, until recently, was supposed to be my wife. And we hadn't done that yet because I was letting her finish school. It's a lot to do when you're going to naturopathic med school. And I allowed her to have that space. In that space, her professor got in her face, and then in her pants. And then they had a romance. And then I was replaced. But as I was being replaced, I noticed some distance moments, her creating friction between us, which was not there. It was created, it was manufactured to create separation, and trying to put the screws to me so I might lose it or get mad or be upset, and I didn't, and I wasn't, and I was careful, kind, and loving. I'm just finding it difficult to close that book of my life and write a new one, especially when all the scripts and stories and songs and lyrics that we're writing together. We were writing them for our future as well as our past. Every time we met up, every now was about that. What was, what will be, and what is, and we worked on that. And somewhere along the way, you let your professor convince you that I'm the lesser man, even though he doesn't need to say that, by saying how much better he is. And that jackass egomaniac whose Instagram is just all about him and posing for photos, and a team full of people, and he's being held up like he's at some beach resort or a pyramid of people, and he's the top. The guy's 6 feet tall, and he's the teacher. Why is he the center of attention? Oh, I see. He's an egomaniac. Welcome to the program. $100,000, 4 years, and while you're there, buy 20 of his books that are the curriculum. His books are the curriculum, and he's the teacher. He has all the influence and power, his sphere of power over those students. And then he picks one every couple of years to be the TA and travels around with her. And it's unfair for the other students. It's unfair for the other students that if he preyed upon and did, my ex, well, at the time, my partner, and, she's worthy of that. But if he's picking her because of sexual objectification, then it's not so much about the education anymore. And the other students are now getting sidelined from an opportunity they might like. They're not being picked for being the TA. Does that stand for teacher's assistant or tits and ass? Because they're not being picked for being the TA. They're missing out on the opportunity of that. He's picking her for her intellect and her probably really attractive exterior and personality, of course. So they lose out. And that's unfair to the other students. And he unfair to me because he weasels his way in, and unfair to her because she lets that happen and believes his lies and dreams and ways and means. She can now leverage herself up to his platform and his people and his networks. But the other students, by the way, are also victims And I don't like playing the victim. This is not about that. But they are, in a sense, not getting the opportunity and the experience that she is. Professionally speaking, or I guess personally, if he wanted to fuck all of his students. Point is, he fucked them all over. And he fucked me over. And she fucked them over. And she fucked me over. And I'm just supposed to move on 3 weeks ago. After 6 years together. I'm just supposed to move on. Everybody says, move on. Move on. Just move on. New fish in the sea. You know damn well. You know damn well that that is not how reality works. You can't just move on. You can't just fill your face with new things to replace some Tinder fix or the next chicks or some new Rolodex of things you gotta do. Some job, some hobby, fill your mind full of other things to distraction mode and put in a new traction, and a new action, a new direction. Yeah, that's a technique. But I'm listening to like Andrew Huberman and Jordan Peterson, people like this, psychologists and neuro brain people, neurologists, I think. And they say the opposite. They say you should actually express your emotions fully and feel them fully. And only in the full expression and feeling of them will they be released. And then you have healed your trauma and your work and your tragedy. And then you're more of a whole human being. And then you'll be seeing yourself in maybe a new light and a new life. Maybe with a new love and maybe with a new wife. But there's a knife in my back that was put there by the person I love the most in a secret attack. In months and months and months, she slowly slid it in. So slow I didn't even notice it going in. It just felt like a tiny mosquito bite at first. Darling, can I ask you about your nature relationship with that man? Oh, it's nothing? Are you sure? Okay, what's all that acro yoga stuff you guys are doing? And what's all that jujitsu stuff you're doing for class? And why are you guys playing badminton together? What's that photo shoot where you guys did together where you're both like wearing basically nothing? And why is he in a photo shoot? He said you were going to be the photo shoot person. Why is he in it? Oh, but you said he photoshopped it? Are you sure? It doesn't look photoshopped. You're protecting him? You're protecting the nature of your relationship because you think it can leverage you into your career? Jeez, my back hurts a little bit. So you're going out of town? Who's going out of town? Oh, a whole bunch of you? Is it not just, it looks like just the two of you? No, there's a whole bunch of you. Okay. Oh, who you sit next on the plane? What? Why are you eating heart-shaped waffles out of town with someone else? Why are you eating heart-shaped waffles out of town with someone else? What's up with the heart-shaped waffles? You don't even like waffles. Why would you do that in Japan of all places? Japan doesn't even sell, they're not known for their waffles. If you were in Belgium, okay, eat some waffles. You don't even like waffles. Why wouldn't you just have sushi and something Japan thing that you can't get? Heart-shaped waffles mean you gotta be in some sort of relationship with the person where you really like them. And he selected that. So he's on a little honeymoon phase with you. Isn't he married with women, with a wife and 3 kids at home? Yeah. God, my back hurts. Can you check it out? It looks okay? There's nothing there? Are you sure? It feels like there's like a big fucking knife in my back. And are those your fingerprints? Oh, your hand is still on it, pushing in. You're still pushing in my back. Thank you. Now that I've actually asked you all these truths and you decide to lie about them for so long, as soon as I say to you, darling, I won't get mad, please tell me the truth. You say, I lied. And then you pack your bags in a second, which is really miraculously fast. I don't know how you even did that. And before I can blink, you're yelling at me and trying to blame me, and then you're out the door and gone. Really nice, great way to end 6 years. And the next 60 we planned on. And like, when you make plans with someone, you should follow through. I don't understand this modern day world like, well, I made plans, but this dumb DM message, dumb message, some excuse, some other lie, some new plan with someone else. I don't understand people don't follow through. And especially when you trust them and you give them your love, and you have to trust them because you've given them your love and your heart and your hopes and your dreams and your visions and your ways and your means and all the things that, make life glorious and terrifying. Woe is me. Woe is me for making the mistake of sharing at any point things that made me look weak. I'm scared of such and such. I'm afraid of that. This thing is happening that I'm concerned about. How do we jump over that dark hole and avoid this together? I thought we were partners, teammates, lovers, best friends, together, hand in hand, against the land, by our own command to make it work. So when you trust someone, you love them, you automatically now, if you're in a business, if it's a business partnership, you would say, okay, so we met our quota this month, but we're behind on such and such. And if you don't say those things, then you're not being fair to your partner. If it's your life partner, and you say, okay, these things are good, but the mortgage next month is looking a little bit short, so what are we going to do? Or I'm concerned about my health here. How do you have any tips for that? You ask your partner for what they think is the best solution and, way to have you trust them with their brains and your heart and where we're going together. So if it's a leak in the roof, you would say there's a leak in the roof. You're not just going to say there's not, So for me, then, to hide any of the vulnerabilities along the way at any point, in any metaphor you like, would then be me lying to her. And that's not right. It would be like a couple's together, financial businesses, and where they share everything, and then suddenly she's out spending, buying stuff, and he's like, we're in debt. Something went wrong at school, at work, and I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to worry and make me look weak. So the past 2 months, this buddy's been, this is an example, not in my life, but this person's been, out of work. And they've been leaving the house every day to get work, but he didn't tell her because he didn't want to worry her. Meanwhile, she's been spending hand over his face on the credit card. So if he doesn't tell her the financial reality, then they're going to go sinking deeper, and they're supposed to work together. So he lied because he didn't tell the truth about the finances, because he didn't want to make her worry and look weak. And if she's now thinking, we don't have any money, you're weak, and I'm worried, I'm going to seek someone else. Because really, love doesn't exist. It's only a contract about how much can you get from this person. And it might be you give and you get love and affection and laughter and happiness and joy, or intimacy and romance and sex, or you might be someone that pays really fat checks and has stacks and racks and can promise fat cats of credit, and they can hit it and they can debit and they can pay their way, and these are all forms of love and security. And really, men love women and women love money and power, and men have power because physically we're more dominating, so you can just have power by just going like that. And I know my girlfriend's ex-girlfriend was very, very strong. She's so strong, so physically strong, 6-pack, muscles, so fit. So I'm not taking them. I'm not saying she's not stronger than me. She's definitely stronger than me. I mean, she's so strong. But still, 116 pounds versus 170 pounds. And I train in Kung Fu fighting. So realistically, she's not as powerful, right? But she's more powerful. She could lift and squat tons, So we had equal matches in that. But the point is, in general, men are more physically dominant and therefore have physical power. But women are not. They're more vulnerable and physically less protective. So now they need to have different ways to create that protection, which is usually money and influence. And then they get that by using sex and love and allure and promises, so long as they can get paid. And this is an exchange. This is a trade. This is a transaction. And I'm just so disillusioned right now because I'm really was hoping and believing my whole life, a hopeless romantic, that romance and love was real. And it's something you can feel temporarily. And maybe you can extend that longer if you're lucky. But if you don't have those boxes checked, if you can't provide all those things, and more so, even if you can, if someone else can provide a better version of that, better money, better promises, better love, better sex. And by the way, that was never the issue. Guarantee she'll never have better than me on that. Guarantee. But she got concerned about some of my fears a few years ago, and that rattled. That put a little bit of a doubt. I showed her my doubt, and then she doubted me. I wish I never did that. You can't show your weakness. You can't show your vulnerabilities. You can't show that you're not good at guitar because you've only been playing for a few, months or weeks, and you don't. You didn't start when you were 10. You only been playing for a few months, if that then in total. And you can't show your weakness to anyone. People will exploit it, and then they'll lose faith in you, and then they will lose respect in you, and then they will lose love for you, and then you will lose them, because they will then lose you. We only want an alpha winner. We all want the alpha winner. We all want the top dog. We all want to see the underdog win, because we want to hope for the little guy. It's a feeling of like, we're the little guy too. We want to win, yeah. But to be honest, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and my dog got eaten by a virus 2 weeks ago, and I got infected with that virus 3 weeks ago. And they told me it's going to take another 4 weeks for the blood work to come back. By then, I'll be infected so deeply I won't make it. So, starting today, I'm on medication that hopefully will cure this infectious disease inside of me that I got from my dog. Not this dog, the dog that's dead and died. Cute little puppy dog. And I got to go today and pick her up. Her ashes are ready to be picked up. So I'll go do that. And I thank you for the chat. If you're here listening, I'm sorry that I'm not healed. And I probably won't be. I probably won't ever be. Because I know what I've lost and what I can't replace and will never be found. Because some things just can never be again. Like my sister, when she died, we can't replace her. And you all hopeful people say, oh, move on, there's more fish in the sea, you'll love again. Yeah, but there's only one Jaws. And then there's Jaws 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, okay, sequels. I miss her. I miss her a lot. And I wish that I'd never shown those vulnerabilities. Maybe she wouldn't have strayed and lost confidence in me. And I wish that creeping doctor was fired from his fucking job for preying upon impressionable students. And I wish I could do it over again. And I wish I could have it happen where I didn't make those mistakes and she didn't make those mistakes. And if I can't wish for that, then I would wish for a beautiful, new, wonderful, open-hearted, kind person who is strong and understanding, accepting, but also resilient, to say that you're brilliant, and I also want to live with you and make a life with you and be your wife for you, and you be the husband and the man, and we'll live our life and travel around and have as much fun as we can, loving and romance, take a chance on dancing in the kitchen and enjoying our life, being active, healthy, sporty, creative, comedic, caring, sharing our family and virtues and values. And then when there's time, you have to be younger than I am, we would then be able to, get married, engaged and married, and then have a family. A couple kids, dog and cat, maybe a bird. Just the things that people say is what life is made of. Someone you love and trust. Someone that you call your best friend. That you also get to call your wife. And the love of your life. And they say, oh, you'll love again. Well, I know. I'm an old man. Every day is a step away from less likeliness and 1 foot closer to the grave. Time is short. Life is fast. Love is hard to find. Anyhow, if you're still watching this video, I did it for me, so I can work out my feelings. I do this for me. It's not about likes and subscribes and shares and views. I don't care about that. I just care about trying to heal myself so I can feel better. So I can be better and be stronger and maybe, just maybe, realize that there's more in life and somebody will love me and somebody will be my wife and she'll be young enough but still wise enough to understand that I'm still a man even if I cry. That I'm still a man if I still don't have all the answers to how will we survive or earn or live, but we'll live together and we'll share our means and our lives and our dreams together. And we'll be birds of a feather and we'll flock forever. And I just think that is the true pleasure and treasure of life. And without it, you're left with just this knife in your back because somebody didn't have your back when you thought they did. Anyhow, I'm sorry that I'm sad, and I'm sure my sadness and broken heart will be exploited against me later because it's showing your dirty laundry and weakness on the internet. My dirty laundry's on the roof. The whole neighborhood can see it. It's clean now, but still it was dirty. So, same idea, right? All right, well, enough said for now. I guess I'll buck up, clean up, go get my dead dog's ashes, and somehow figure out how to be strong enough to continue on to see some fitness. And these are all just temporary little fixes. And what I really need is true love that can believe and stay through thick and thin. But hey, I guess that's a Disney fantasy. Never had one lesson.